dear viewers, it's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local time from our headquarters at Asmara with your domestic and international news in brief. I'm Zahra Badouri, but first we'll begin with your major headlines for this news segment. Financial contribution to Agreement Martyrs Trust Fund. Over 84 million nakfa dispersed to families of martyrs, and vocational training to youth in Himberti. On your international, Iran and EU agreed to restart nuclear deal talks on Borrell visit. Finally, in Mali, armed forces say more than 60 terrorists killed after the Lasagu massacre. Welcome to your domestic in brief. Eritrean nationals in Ethiopia extended financial contribution towards augmenting the National Martyrs Trust Fund. According to Eritrean Embassy in Addis Ababa, the nationals contributed 469,000 birr at the event organized in connection with Martyrs Day. In the same vein, government employees in Nakfa subzone contributed 66,000 Nakfa in support of 11 families of martyrs within the subzone. The Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare branch in the Central Region reported that in 2021 and in the first half of the year 2022, over 84 million nakfa has been dispersed in support of families of martyrs. Mr. Tedros Fisaye, head of the Social Welfare at the Ministry of Labour and Social Welfare, said that the support was part of the over 5 billion 200 nakfa the government of Eritrea paid to families of martyrs since the year 2004. And Mr. Tedros also said that in the year 2021, Eritrean people inside the country and abroad contributed over 634,000 nakfa and was dispersed to 95 disadvantaged citizens within the Central Region. Regarding rehabilitation of families of martyrs, Mr. Tedros said that 6 families of martyrs in the subzone of Sarajaka, Gala Nafhi, Eritrea, Arba'at Asmara, and Abasha will have been rehabilitated with mini courses worth 288,000 nakfa. Mr. Tedros went on to say that 7 disadvantaged families of martyrs in Godaif, Arba'at Asmara, and Gala Nafhi have been rehabilitated with livestock worth 10,000 nakfa each, while material support worth over 56,000 nakfa was extended in families of martyrs in the administrative area of Godaif subzone alone. On your final domestic, the National Union of Eritrean Women branch in the Central Region organized vocational training to 56 youth in Himberti, Gala Nafhi subzone. The training included script writing, beauty salon, as well as acting. Speaking at the conclusion event of the training on 23rd of this June, Mr. Al-Azhar Gabrihiwat, administrator of Himberti Semi-Urban Center, called on the trainees to apply the training they received in improving their livelihoods. Mr. Samson Kafle, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students branch in the Central Region, on his part called on the trainees to upgrade the training they were provided practically on the ground. Stay with us for more on your global report up next. And with your reports on the international line, Iran and the European Union have agreed during a visit by the bloc's foreign policy chief to resume nuclear talks with the United States that have stalled since March. Iranian Foreign Minister Hosseini Abdullahian and the EU's Joseph Borrell announced during a news conference following a long but positive talk on Saturday that they have agreed that indirect talks between Tehran and Washington to restore their 2015 nuclear accord will start within days. Amir Abdullahian told reporters that for Iran, that matters most is that it can enjoy the full economic benefit that it was promised under the original deal. He also said that whatever issue that can negatively impact Iran's economic benefit will not be agreeable for Iran and the government of President Ibrahim Raisi. Borrell also welcomed the resumption of the talks, saying a restored nuclear deal would benefit the region and the world. He also said he would like to return to Iran in the future, presumably when U.S. sanctions are lifted, to further discuss the high potential, in quotation, of expanding trade and energy ties between Iran and the EU. The restarted talks will be aimed at, in quotation, resolving the last outstanding issues, he said in a series of tweets following the news conference, without elaborating. Borrell, however, and his deputy Inquiry Mora arrived in Tehran late on Friday and met with Amir Abdullahian and chief nuclear negotiator Ali Bahari Khan. On Saturday, Borrell was also scheduled to have a meeting with Iran's security chief Ali Shamkhani later on Saturday. On your final report, the fight against terrorist insurgents continues in Mali. However, the National Armed Forces announced Friday that more than 60 alleged terrorists were killed in the country's troubled central region. It is there that suspected jihadists massacred more than 130 civilians in June 18th. The authorities also reported that 2 lookouts were neutralized in a separate operation in the south of the country. 8 suspected terrorists were also arrested. The military announcement came on the same day as the prime suspects of the latest mass killing reportedly rejected any responsibility in the attack. The Malian government, however, blamed the Mekana Katiba for the massacre of civilians in Delasago and 2 nearby towns in the central part of the country. The Al-Qaeda affiliate terror group was created in 2015 and has repeatedly occupied towns in the central region of Mopti despite pressure. Since 2012, the jihadist threat has spread from Mali to central and neighboring Burkina Faso and Niger. In the bloodbath, thousands of civilians were forced to flee. Dear viewers, that is all for now with your domestic and international news in brief. Until we are back with some more news, stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. But until then, these were your major headlines for this broadcast in review. Financial contribution to Argument Maritiers Trust Fund. Over 84 million NAKFA dispersed to families of maritiers in vocational training. On your international, Iran and EU agreed to restart nuclear deal talks on Borrell's visit. In Mali, armed forces say more than 60 terrorists killed after Delasago's massacre. Continue with the programs on ERi-TV until we're back with some more news. Thanks for watching once more and have a nice one.